Hey, my name is DelmarshaeWalker. Welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is doing great today. I filmed a video back in December of 2021. I think it was December 18th. And I posted the video on my Instagram channel. And I titled the video Wake Up. I'm going to post that video on as part of this video, and then once that video is over with, I'm gonna come back on and talk about so I'm gonna talk about AIs and robots. And so I just wanted you to watch that video first that I posted in, like I said, 2021 December on my Instagram channel, just to take a look at that. And then I will hop back on here and kind of get in more detail as far as what I want to say about AIs and robots. Hi, how's everyone doing? I just want to come on and say that I don't agree with the things that I see going on. And I feel like the Democratic Party is setting everyone up. You know, they want people to be submissive. They want people to be in a position where they don't have power. They want people to be in a position where they just fall back and allow Democrats to make all the decision for them. Their goal from the beginning was just to lock the Republicans out so they would not have a chance, so whatever agenda they're trying to push, they would have a better chance of getting it pushed through, which is not a good thing. That's why they allowed the border to be open and illegal immigrants to come in, because they're looking at, okay, we'll go ahead and try to get them, to be able to fast forward them to be able to vote. And they feel that because they allowed them to cross the border illegally, that they'll go ahead and vote for Democrats so they can continue to stay in that position. And it's not right, because if we are given a right to vote for who we want in whatever position, and that is taken away from us because you're kind of like playing dirty by getting people into this country who you feel that's going to be on your side. That's not fair to anyone, regardless if you're a Democrat or regardless if you're a Republican. Because even if you're a Democrat and you feel that this person is better for the job and they're a Republican, you have the right to vote for that Republican. But if the odds are against you because of the city you're in and the town you're in, because they have people that shouldn't be voting, and they're voting for the Democratic Party, that doesn't give you a chance to fairly choose who you want in that position. So, like I said, that's setting everyone up for failure, because I don't feel that you should strictly stick to a party. I'm in Florida. The reason I like my governor, DeSantis, is not because he's a Democrat. It's not because he's a Republican, but it's not because he's a Republican. It's not. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with him as a person. It has everything to do with what he's doing for the state of Florida and for everybody in the state of Florida. The people in the state of Florida are Democrats. They're Republicans. They're some of them don't even care. They're not even voting, and and some of them are independent. But he's doing right for the people, all the people in the state of Florida. And that's what I appreciate about him. And when I see these other people who are Democrats who are running these cities, and they're doing absolutely nothing to protect their city, they're doing absolutely nothing to protect their people, but they still want to be in that position. What are you doing for the safety of your people? If everyone's dying because you're allowing crime to take place, people getting robbed, people leaving who can afford to leave. Everyone cannot afford to move. Everyone cannot afford to move to a better neighborhood. And if all the crimes is taking place, just really logically think about this. If crime is taking place in an area, and then that area becomes no more valuable, or no more, they can't rob that area no more because the stores are shut down, different things like that happen. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to start slowly moving into better and better and better neighborhoods. And eventually they're going to be knocking on your door. You think you're protected because you have security. You think you're protected because you stay in a certain neighborhood, but eventually crime doesn't doesn't understand that. Crime understand opportunity. If there's an opportunity to rob, opportunity to take, opportunity to kill, the opportunity is going to take place. And so a lot of people feel that because they're in politics, because they can afford security, because they can afford this or that, they're protected. You have to think about the things that you're doing. You have to think about your motives. I only see good and evil because, like I said, good people do bad things, bad people do good things. But then there are certain people out there that's just evil. There's evil. There's an evil entity, and there's a good entity. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't see that, and a lot of people don't care. But it is out there. Even if you don't believe in God, even if you don't believe in Lucifer, they're there. And Lucifer is running free, running around, and he can't do anything to you, but he can put thoughts in your mind. It's up to you whether you listen to him or not. And a lot of people choose to listen to him because it's easier to do evil than it is to do good. And so it's, if you see a lot of things that's taking place now, it's like it's unbelievable that we're in America, we're in the year of 2021, getting ready to be 2022, and it's like it's no holds bar. It's like people could just run around and do whatever they want to, as if we don't have any laws. We're supposed to be progressing, not digressing. And that's what it seemed like we're doing. We're going backwards. We're not going forward. And we're going backwards because certain people are allowing this to happen, which should not be taking place. And like I said, it's just a setup. Even if you're a criminal, when things change, you're going to be used to committing crime. And guess what's going to happen? When things change, people are going to get tired of living in certain situations. So they're going to say, okay, let's rewrite the crime bill and make it harder. Let's keep them in jail longer. So what's going to happen? All these people who's out here robbing, all these people who's out here killing, they're going to get used to it. And now they're going to be spending a lot of time in jail, a lot of times locked up. And you know, some people, they're just going to feel like, okay, let me throw away the key. You can't do that. You can't say, okay, it's like, it's like on one end, it's like lock everybody up. We don't care. Throw away key. Then on the other end, there's like, no, let everybody go free. Let crime happen. It has to be a middle ground. It has to be justice, but justice in the right way. It has to be justice, but equal justice for everyone. No one wants to live in an area where they do not feel safe. No one wants to live in an area where they're scared for their kids to walk out the door. If you are a human being and you cannot see that, if you are a human being and you're allowing that to happen, I pray for you, because you're truly evil when you're seeing people dying, but you're okay with it. You're seeing people getting robbed, but you're okay with that. I'm not just saying the stores getting robbed, individual people minding their own business, trying to just live their life, are being robbed. And you, as politicians that can do something about it, y'all choose not to. You're evil. There's no other way to say that, because you can look at another person and be like, well, I don't really care that they're getting robbed as long as it's not me. Oh, I don't care if their child got killed as long as it's not my child. Oh, I don't care if they can't go down to the local store because the local store closed down, so now they don't have anywhere to go, you know, shop, or to the drugstore because the drugstore closed down because they got tired of getting robbed. I don't care. If you got an I don't care attitude, you're just plain evil. Because as a human, I feel that you should have compassion for other people. And if you're seeing these other people suffering like they are, why does it not bother you? Especially when you're in a position to do something about it and you're choosing not to. So it's like, if this continued to go on, like I said, as Americans, we are blessed. We say God bless America. We are truly blessed as Americans. If you look around and you see everything that's going on in the world, a lot of people are living in a situation where their wars starting, or there's talks of wars getting ready to take place. They don't know what their future going to be look like. There's places where there's drought, so the people have to move because there's no food, there's no water. It's like, and this is their life. We're in a situation that we are true, like I said, we are truly blessed. A lot of problems that we have in America are are problems that we created, not natural problems, problems that we created for ourselves. For what reason, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is just money and power. Some people, they don't care about other people as long as they're making as long as they're making money, as long as they're in a power position, and they will take advantage of people in a lesser position. And that's just not right. And then also with the mandates, and having people out of work for because of the mandates. Just get rid of the mandates. It's like, if you don't see that the mandate has not solved the problem of the virus, then it's just frustrating to see that people choose to look the other way. I put it that way. I'm not going to say they don't understand. I'm not going to say they don't know. I'm just going to say they just don't care. They choose to look the other way. And if it can keep them in a power position, if they have to step on you to keep themselves in a power position, they're going to do that. And that's what's going on now with the Democratic Party. They want to keep you dumb. They want to keep you drugged up. They want to keep you in fear. That's why they're letting all this crime happen. They want to keep you in fear. They just want you to be able to just sit at home, and they tell you what to do. Oh, go get this. Go, like I said, if you want to get vaccinated, not vaccinated, I don't care. That's your personal choice. But they want you to be so scared that when they tell you to do something, you do it. I will never bow down to that. The only person I'm bound down to is God. That is it. If you're not God, don't expect me to bow down to you. I won't. And I know I'm not everyone's flavor. I'm cool with that, because the only person that I need to please in this life is God. So if you're not God and you're not happy with me, I'm cool with that. I don't care, because how you feel about me doesn't matter to me. The only opinion that matters to me is God's opinion. Like I say, I try to be respectful. Some people might feel I'm not being respectful with certain things I might say or certain opinions I have, but I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feeling. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be any of that. But at the same time, it's like, reality is reality. Some people need to just stop sleepwalking, wake up, and realize what's truly going on. And if you're in a position, or if you are aware of what's going on, and you can do something to change that, I beg of you, change it, because we're going in the wrong direction. This everything that's going on now need to stop. Everything that's going on now need to just turn around. Because you see, they're trying to invent robots that can think for themselves. Think about what if they do get that going, robots and reproduce. So if you can get a robot that can think and reproduce, what do they need you for? Like I said, they want to keep you at home, scared, drugged up, and they want to put the robots out there. So therefore, they won't need you to work. They won't need you to be nurses. They won't need you to be doctors. So when the human beings are no longer needed, then what? What are they planning on doing with us? The only people they're going to keep around are scientists that's willing to deal with their agendas, and as well as people that's technical logic, tech, to deal with the robots. But if the robots can do all this that humans can do, if robots can look like humans, reproduce, think for themselves, there's no point of having humans around. Y'all just more of a liability than an asset. So just kind of like really think about what's going on. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, that's great. Robots, you know, we can interact with AIs. Oh, that's a lovely thing. Lovely things in the evil hand is evil. I don't care what it is. So just kind of, I'm laughing, but at the same time, I'm not. It's just so amazing that this world, what is really going on in this world. And people just need to, like I said, just start sleepwalking. Just open your eyes and look and see what's going on. But that's all I had to say. Just peace. Okay, if you sat and watched the last video that I had posted on Instagram, that was back in 2021. You can see towards the end of that video, I spoke about robots or AIs, and how I feel that when you think about technology, when it comes to AIs or robots, it's not a bad thing. It's almost like the internet. It all depends on the end user. When they came up with the internet, it wasn't something evil. It was just something to make life easier and better, which it has. You're able to reach out to more people, get a different view of the world and a different intake of the world. And I think it's the same way when it comes to robots and AIs. I don't think they're bad things in general. It all depends on the end user. And unfortunately, we live in a world that is full of evil. So you know that at some point or right now, they're using AI and robots in a negative way. Anytime you hear anyone discuss AIs or robots, or people asking questions about them, one of the questions that always come up is, you're trying to replace human. And they always say, no, we're not trying to replace human. We're just trying to build technology to assist humans. That may be true, but they're also replacing humans. When that question is asked and answered, I don't know in what capacity the question is asked or what capacity the question is answered. But if you think about the things that AI was designed to do throughout the years, in some way it has impacted humans as well as replaced humans. Just like with the elevator, back in the days, the elevator had to be manually operated by someone. Technology came along, improved on that, and you can just hop in the elevator and push a button and go directly to your floor. You don't have to have a call for the elevator and a man sitting there asking you where you want to go up or down, and he's manually doing that for you. You know, they don't have elevator operators no more. You know, you just push a button and go where you want to go. So technology came along and did replace humans. Another example of that was the operators, telephone operators. If you wanted to make a phone call, you called and you actually spoke to a person, and that person directed your phone call to wherever that you wanted it to go. Or if you had an emergency, you would just press O, call the operator and let them know what your emergency, and they will send out whatever help you needed, whether it was the police department, fire department. You know, they will send those people out. Now, with technology, when you call, even when you call a company now, like before, when you called the company, you actually spoke to an individual, a receptionist, that took your phone call and then directed your call to whatever department that you wanted to go to. Once again, technology came along to make things easier, to assist humans, to be helpful to humans, but it also replaced those people. So now when you call a company, the first thing you're talking to or listening to is a AI, automated. You're listening to artificial intelligence that you're talking back to, either by pushing a button or saying the words or the numbers that are department that you're trying to get to. That's artificial intelligence. So that did come along and replace humans. When you look at car manufacturers, a lot of times back in the days, a car was built by hand. Basically, when it went through the assembly line, you had different people putting parts together. Now you have robots doing that. That certain parts of a car is put together by a robot. Same things in warehouses. A lot of warehouses upgraded their system, so it replaced humans, and robots are doing the work. So AI and robots have been here for a very long time, assisting and replacing humans. And so to say that they do not replace humans is not 100% true. With the technology, it's like we're getting smarter. And so with this technology, they want to see how far they can push it. You see different things where they're saying that they're making robots to look more human-like. So when you meet and greet them, you don't feel like you're speaking to a robot. You have more of a feeling of, oh, I'm speaking to another human being. The latest thing I heard is that they was trying to make robots that can feel pain. And if this is artificial intelligence and it's just a robot, why do it need to feel pain? And so that's one of the questions I have. And then another thing was going around about, I think it was Google, about the artificial intelligence they had. Was it becoming, I forgot the word, so I think it was sensors or something like that, where it can almost like think for itself and understand, well, basically think for itself. And they're saying no, it's not doing that, but it makes you feel that it is, and it's getting very close to that. And so my thing is since the dawn of days, man has always been wanting to be able to create life outside of the life that God has already created. Man has always wanted to reproduce that on their own. And so the closest thing they have gotten to that so far is artificial intelligence. So to think they're not going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing to see how far they can push the envelope, to see how far they can go, to see if they actually can create a robot that thinks on their own, that can feel, that, so if they're in the kitchen cooking and they put their hand on the stove, they're not going to catch on fire because they're going to feel pain and they're going to be able to remove their hand. Or if they're in there chopping and they won't end up cutting their finger off because they can feel pain. So that's the only reason I can think of myself, that they would want a robot that can feel pain. And another thing that my mind thinks, like I said, this is just my mind, is that they want to colonize Mars. And so right now, the only thing that's been on Mars is a robot, like just the robot that they sent up there, just to kind of get information. But if they can get a robot that's human, that they can actually send up there on Mars, that can really move around, be mobile, be able to touch, be able to feel, have sensors as humans, and be able to think for themselves. So now if they're in an environment and they need to adjust, they don't have to wait for a program to be uploaded to them to adjust. They will be able to adjust on their own. So they can send robots up there to get everything set up before they send humans up there. Like I said, that's just my mind. And so, is it good? Is it bad? It all depends on how far they're willing to push the envelope. Because if you notice, a lot of stores now are putting up self-checkout. what happens when all these stores have self-checkout? That's less and less cashiers that they need. You know, they just need someone there, so if something happened, a person have a question, the machine run out of the receipt paper, they just need to put it back in there or reset it or whatever. So you need less people to do that than you actually need to bring up the food. So like I said, it's impossible to say that robots or AIs will not replace humans, because like I said, throughout history, they have replaced humans. So to think that's not going to continue, you know, well, I would leave that up to you to think about, you know, if they continue, how far they're willing to push it, and how far will that push humans out of the way. You know, if I can have a robot take your order at a restaurant that looks so much like a human being that you're okay speaking to them, they can laugh with you, they can joke with you. You know, if I can get it to be so human and think and quick wit and all that, why would I need a human? So that's all I wanted to kind of address, and I hope everyone is having a great day. Peace.